वैष्णव वृंद की
जय
चरदास ठाकुर की
जय
से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की
जय
हिदायत को प्रेमानंदे
हरि हरि
हरि बोल।
devotees assembled
हरे
devotees.
कृष्णा
Okay, sir.
हरे कृष्णा
Please go ahead.
हरे कृष्णा।
ओनो भगवते वासुदेवाय
ओम नमो
ओम नमो
भगवते
भगवते
वासुदेवाय।
वासुदेवाय
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय
ओम
ओम नमो
नमो
भगवते
भगवते
वासुदेवाय।
वासुदेवाय
नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय
ओम
ओम
नमो
नमो
नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
Now, reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Creation, Chapter 5, Narada's instruction on Srimad Bhagavatam, and today's verses 38, 39, and 40. So we'll read 38 first. Idi murti abhidanena mandramurtim amurtigam yajere yajna purusham sasamyak darshana puman. Idi murti abhidanena mandramurti amurtigam yajere yajna purusham sasamyak darshana puman. Idi murti abhidanena mandramurtim amurtigam yajade yajna purusham sasamyak darshana puman. Yes. Shailaja Maji.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। इति मूर्त्यभिधानेन मन्त्रमूर्ति अमूर्तिगं यजते यज्ञपूरुषं स सम्यक् दर्शना पुमान्। हरे कृष्ण।
Hare Krishna. Jai Shri Maji.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। इति मूर्त्यभिधानेन मन्त्रमूर्तिममूर्तिकं यजते यज्ञपुरुषं स सम्यक् दर्शनः पुमान्। हरे कृष्ण।
Belinda Maji.
हरे कृष्ण इति मूर्ति अभिधानेन मंत्रमूर्तिम् अमूर्तिकं यजते यज्ञ पुरुषं सा सम्यग् दर्शनः पुमान्। हरे कृष्ण
Hare Krishna. Srikala Maji.
श्री कृष्ण इति मूर्तिम् अभिधानेन मन्त्रमूर्तिम् अमूर्तिकम् युदते यज्ञपुरुषं सम्यक् दर्शना पुमान्। हरे कृष्ण।
Hare Krishna. Yes. Snigdha Maji.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी। ओम
Krishna.
नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। इति मूर्ति विधानेन मंत्रमूर्तिममूर्तिकं जजति यज्ञपुरुषं स सम्यक् दर्शनः पुमान्। May I read the synonyms?
Yes.
Synonyms. Iti, thus, murti, representation, avidhanena, in sound, mantra murtim, form representation of transcendental sound, martikam, the Lord who has no material form, yajyate, worship, yajna, Vishnu, purusham, the personality of Godhead, saha, he alone, samyak, perfectly, darsanaha, one who has seen, puman, person. Translation. Thus, he is the actual seer who worships in the form of transcendental sound representation, the supreme personality of Godhead Vishnu, who has no material form. Purport. His divine grace Sri Bhakti Vedanta Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Our present senses are all made of material elements and therefore they are imperfect in realizing the transcendental form of the Lord Vishnu. He is therefore worshipped by sound representation via the transcendental method of chanting. Anything which is beyond the scope of experience by our imperfect senses can be realized fully by the sound representation. A person transmitting sound from a far distance place can be factually experienced. If this is materially possible, why not spiritually? This experience is not a vague impersonal experience. It is actually an experience of the transcendental personality of Godhead who possesses the true form of eternity, bliss, and knowledge. In the Amara Kosha Sanskrit dictionary, the word Murti carries import in twofold meanings, namely form and difficulty. Therefore, Amurtikam is explained by Acharya Sri Vishwanatha Chakravarti Thakur as meaning without difficulty. The transcendental form of eternal bliss and knowledge can be experienced by our original spiritual senses, which can be revived by chanting of the holy mantra or a transcendental sound representation. Such sound should be received from the transparent agency of the bona fide spiritual master, and the chanting may be practiced by the direction of spiritual master. That will gradually lead us nearer to the Lord. This method of worship is recommended in mm, Pancharat, Pan, Panchatrika system, which is both recognized and authorized. The Panchatrika system has the most authorized course for transcendental devotional service. Without the help of such course, one cannot approach the Lord. Certainly not by dry philosophical speculations. The Panchatrika system is both practical and suitable for this age of quarrel. The Pancharatra is most important than the Vedanta for this modern age. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Text 39. Imam swanigamam brahman avetya madanushtaram adanme jnanamaishwaryam swasmin bhavam cha keshava. Imam swanigamam brahman avetya madunishthidam adan me jnanamaishwaryam swasmin bhavam cha keshava. Imam swanigamam brahman avetya madunishthidam adan me jnanamaishwaryam swasmin bhavam cha keshava. Saridamaji.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। इमं सोनिगमं ब्रह्मन् अवेद्यम् अदनुष्ठितम् अदान्मे ज्ञानमैश्वर्यं स्वस्मिन् भावं च केशव। हरे कृष्ण।
Jai Shri Maji.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। इमं स्वनिगमं ब्रह्मन् अवेद्यमदनुष्ठितम् अदान्मे ज्ञानमैश्वर्यं स्वस्मिन् भावं च केशव। हरे कृष्ण।
Hare Krishna. Yes. Snigdha Maji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Imam Swanigamam Brahman न चित्यमदनुष्ठितम् अदान्ये ज्ञानमैश्वर्यं स्वस्मिन् भावं च केशवः. Hare Krishna.
Virinda Maji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Imam Swanigamam Brahman Avidyamad Anushtitam Adanme Jnanam Aishwaryam Swasmin Abhavam Cha Keshavaha. Hare Krishna.
Krishna. Yes. Shrikala Maji. Shrikala Maji, you are mute, but unmute.
Imam nigamam brahman avedyamadhanushthidam adanme jnanamaishwaryam swasmin bhavam cha keshavaha. Hare Krishna.
Yes, I can read that synonyms, translation, purport.
Hare Krishna. Imam thus swa nigamam, confidential knowledge of the Vedas in respect to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Brahman, O Brahmana. Vyasadeva. Avedya, knowing it well. Mat, by me. Anushtidam, executed. Adat, bestowed upon me. Me. Jnanam, transcendental knowledge. Aishwaryam, opulence. Swasmin, personal. Bhavam, intimate affection and love. Cha, and. Keshava, Lord Krishna. Translation. O Brahmana, thus by the Supreme Lord Krishna, I was endowed first with the transcendental knowledge of the Lord, as inculcated in the confidential parts of the Vedas, then with the spiritual opulences, and then with his intimate loving service. Purport by Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Communion with the Lord by transmission of the transcendental sound is non-different from the whole spirit, Lord Sri Krishna. It is a completely perfect method for approaching the Lord. By such pure contact with the Lord, without offense of material conceptions, that is numbering 10, the 10 aparadhas. The devotee can rise above the material plane to understand the inner meaning of the Vedic literatures, including the Lord's existence in the transcendental realm. The Lord reveals his identity gradually to one who has unthinking faith both in the spiritual master and in the Lord. After this, the devotee is endowed with mystic opulences, which are 8 in number. And above all, the devotee is accepted in the confidential entourage of the Lord and is entrusted with specific service of the Lord through the agency of the spiritual master. A pure devotee is more interested in serving the Lord than in showing an exhibition of the mystic powers dormant in him. Sri Narada has explained all this from his personal experience, and one can obtain all the facilities which Sri Narada obtained by perfecting the chanting process of the sound representation of the Lord. There is no bar for chanting this transcendental sound by anyone, provided it is received through Narada's representative coming down by the chain of disciplined succession or the parampara system. Hare Krishna.
It's 40. Tumapi adabhrashudasusudam viho samapyade yena vidam babutsidam. Tumapi adabhrashudavisudam viho samapyade yena vidam babutsidam. Prakyahi dukher muhur ardidatmanam sanklesha nirvanam ushandinanyatha. Tamavi adabhrashudavisudam vibho samapyade yena vidam bubulsidam prakyahi dukkher muhur ardidatmanam sanklesha nirvanam ushandinanyatha. Tamavi adabhrashudavisudam vibho samapyade yena vidam bubulsidam prakyahi dukkher muhur ardidatmanam sanklesha nirvanam ushandinanyatha. Sarja Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। तम अप्यदभ्रश्रुत विश्रुतं विभो समाप्येद येन विदाम्बुबुल्सितं प्रख्याहि दुःखैर्मुहुरर्दिलात्मनां संक्लेशनिर्वाणमुशन्दिनान्यदा। हरे कृष्ण।
Hare Krishna. Jai Shri Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। त्वमप्यदभ्रश्रुतविश्रुतं विभो समाप्यते येन विदां बुभुत्सितं प्रख्याहि दुःखैर्मुहुरर्दितात्मनां संक्लेशनिर्वाणमुशन्दिनान्यथा। हरे कृष्ण।
Hare Krishna. Shri Kalamaji. Shri Kalamaji.
Hare Krishna. Tvam apya abhaprasruta visruta vibho samapyade yena vibha bubutsidam prakyahis dukhair muhur ardida manam sanklesha nirvana mushandi nanyata. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Stigdamaji.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। वक्तुमप्यदभ्रश्रुतविश्रुतं विभुः समाप्यते येन विदं बुभुक्षितम् आख्याहि दुःखे मुहूर्तदितात्मनं संक्लेशनिर्वाणमुशन्ति नान्यथः। हरे कृष्ण प्रभु।
Hare Krishna. Yes, Girindama ji.
हरे कृष्ण। त्वम् अपि अभद्रश्रुता विश्रुतं विभुः समाप्यते येन विदं बुभुक्षितं प्राख्याहि दुःखैर्मुहुरर्दितात्मनं संक्लेशा निर्वाणम् उशन्ति नन्यतः। Mary Prabhuji,
Yeah, please.
Tvam, your good soul, api, also, adhabra, vast, shruta, Vedic literatures, Vishrutam, have heard also, Vibho, of the Almighty, Samapyate, satisfied, Yena, by which, Vidam, of the learned, Bubushitam, who always desire to learn transcendental knowledge, Prakyahi, describe, Dukhe, by miseries, Mohu, always, Ardita Atmanam, suffering mass of people, Sanklesha, sufferings, Nirvanam, mitigation, Ushantina, do not get out of, Anyatha, by other means. Translation: Please therefore describe the Almighty Lord's activities, which you have learned by your vast knowledge of the Vedas, for that will satisfy the hankerings of great learned men and at the same time mitigate the miseries of the masses of common people who are always suffering from material pangs. Indeed, there is no other way to get out of such miseries. Purport: by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada Ji ki Jai. Shri Narad Muni, from practical experience, definitely asserts that the prime solution of all problems of material work is to broadcast very widely the transcendental glories of the Supreme Lord. There are 4 classes of good men, and there are 4 classes of bad men also. The 4 classes of good men acknowledge the authority of the Almighty God, and therefore such good men, first, when they are in difficulty; second, when they are in need of money; third, when they are advanced in knowledge; and fourth, when they are inquisitive to know more and more about their God, intuitively take shelter of the Lord. As such, Naradji advises Vyasadeva to broadcast the transcendental knowledge of God in terms of the vast Vedic knowledge which he had already attained. As far as the bad men are concerned, they are also 4 in number. First, those who are simply addicted to the mode of progressive fruitive work and thus are subjected to the accompanying miseries. Second, those who are simply addicted to vicious work for sense satisfaction and so suffer the consequence. Third, those who are materially very much advanced in knowledge but who suffer because they do not have the sense to acknowledge the authority of the Almighty Lord. And fourth, the class of men who are known as atheists and who therefore purposely hate the very name of God, although they are always in difficulty. Sri Naradji advised Vyasadeva to describe the glories of the Lord just to do good to all 8 classes of men, both good and bad. Srimad Bhagavatam is therefore not meant for any particular class of men or sect. It is for the sincere soul who actually wants his own welfare and peace of mind. Thus end the Bhakti Vedanta purports of the first canto, 5th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled Narada's Instructions on Srimad Bhagavatam for Vyasadeva. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Mahyam Dadadi Swapadantigam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Udapadagamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamsa Shri Rupam Sagrajadam Sahagana Raghunathanvidam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadudam Parijanasaidam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalitam Shri Shadan Vidam Sam Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamini Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschadeshatarne. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishnavekaya Bhutale Srimade Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Namine. Shri Vashabhanavi Devi Daitya Krababdaye Krishna Sambandha Vijnanadayine Prabhave Namah Madhuryo Jana Premadhyam Rubanuga Bhaktidam Gaura Karma Shakti Vigrahaya Namastude Namaste Gauravani Shri Murtaye Dinatarini Rupanuga Viridhava Siddhanta Dvandaharini Namo Gaurakishoraya Sachidananda Namo Gaurakishoraya Achal Vairagimurte Vipralabhra Sambode Padambuje Te Namaha Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Sachidananda Namine Gaura Shakti Surubhaya Rubanuga Varayate Gaura Virbhavumestam Nirdeshta Sajjana Priyam Vaishnava Sarvabhaumo Shri Jagannadhaya Te Namaha Shiruba Sanadana Bhatta Raghunatha Shri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raghunatha H.I. Goshai Kori Charan Bandhan Jahamot Vignanash Abhishta Puran Vancha Kalpaduruvestigava Sindhu Vyevacham Padidanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Padayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratushe Namam Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhakti Rupaswarupakam Bhaktavadaram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakti Shaktiyam He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagalpade Gopesha Gopiga Kanda Radha Kanda Namastude Jayadam Suridopango Mama Mandama Dergade Mat Sarvasvapadambojo Radha Madana Mohano Divya Vrindaranya Kalpadrimada Srimad Ratnagra Simhasanasto Srimad Radha Shira Govinda Devo Prashtalibi Sevimano Smarami Srimad Rasarasarambi Vamshi Vadatarasaham Kashan Venusune Gopi Gopinada Shriyetunam Taptakanjana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavane Shri Rishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Idi Murti Abhidanena Mandramurtim Mamurtigam Yajade Yajnapurusham Sa Samyik Darshana Kuman. Thus, he is actual seer who worships in the form of transcendental sound representation, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vishnu, who has no material form. Hare Krishna. So, Naraji has explained the most confidential mantra to Vyasadeva, the 33 syllable Chaturvyuha mantra, in which Vasudeva, Lord Vasudeva Krishna is a central figure, and others, three others is 8 decams, 8 decam. Om Namo Bhagavate Tubhyam Vasudevaya Dhimahi Pradyupnaya Aniruddhaya Nama Sangarshnaya Cha. So, this is a confidential information, and this mantra is for the deities and plenary expansion. Balrama, Vasudeva stands for Krishna, Balrama is his brother, Pradyumna's son, and with the grandson. So you can see this is starting point of creation. Starting point of creation is spiritual creation. Starts with spiritual creation, the creation of Vaikuntha planets, and then expansion, Vishnu Tattva. Was Krishna. The beginning only Krishna was there. So starting from Krishna, then Balrama, and then Narayana forms. Sorry, Chaturviha, Sangarshana, Narayana forms, Mahasangarshana, Vishnu forms, and then Jiva Tattva, etc., etc., etc. So here you can see its evolution from Krishna, then it comes in Balrama, and it is gradual evolution, is same. Which means Krishna is a creator, but he is detached from creation. Or you can say, in other words, Krishna's energies are creating, and Krishna is one with creation, but different from creation. It's one with creation, at the same time is different from creation. This is basically the basic principle of Achindya Bheda Abheda Tattva. Achindya Bheda Abheda Tattva. Since great personalities like even Shankaracharya cannot understand this, they are bewildered how, if Krishna is source of everything, then everything should be emanated from Krishna only, not in a gradual process. And because they are not aware of the spiritual energies, the working of spiritual energies, this confusion has come. So you can see this is a very confidential mantra because it explains very nicely the creation, process of creation. And when you understand this mantra perfectly, then you understand the jnana with which provided to the persons who chant this mantra, by which they are able to see the murti form of the deity form of Krishna. Many meanings of the word amurti. Murti is given by H.G.Satyavrta. So amurti means that one that doesn't have a material form. Whenever a negative meaning is given, like nirakara, nirguna, like that, we should understand that the Lord is not a product of material form. No, he is having material gunas, qualities, material paraphernalia, etc. This is given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He says that wherever in Vedas you find negative aspect, it should be to understand that, like there is no form, there is no guna, etc. It should be understood that actually the verse means Krishna does not have material form, Krishna does not have material qualities, or his paraphernalia, everything is transcendental. So here Srila Prabhupada also says that in the form of transcendental sound representation, which has no form, just no material form, even if you see that in Kali Yuga especially, we need not meditate on the form of the Lord. We can meditate on the sound, the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Meditating on the sound is as good as meditating on the form of Krishna. It said that this name is not different from the form. Hello. And Krishna comes in the form of, in the name of form. Sorry, Krishna comes in the form of name. It is name only, which is more important. But here also, we can understand that there is a worship of deities also. Yajade. Yajade means worshipping. Yajade yajna purusham. Sa sammik darshana puman. Sammik darshana means very pleasing to see. Very pleasing to see. Sammik darshana. Samyak also means wholesome, which gives you satisfaction. And what gives satisfaction? Bhakti and the form of Krishna gives satisfaction. In verse number 8 of this chapter, he said that the cause for Vedavyasa's depression or despondency, he has done everything possible, written Vedas, or you can say compiled the Vedas, wrote the these Upanishads, Puranas, etc., for the benefit of different class of people. And for the benefit of those who are not very intelligent, he wrote Mahabharata also. Then he wrote Vedanta Darshan also, Darshan. But that didn't give him satisfaction. So 1.1.8 says, Bhavadanudida prayam yasho bhagavado amalam enaivasu natusheda manyeta darshanam khilam. You have not sufficiently described the glories of the spotless Lord Krishna because your mind could never be satisfied with Vedanta. I think the writings of Vedanta Sutras is insufficient. Here, Vedavyasa had said that I have written Brahma Samhita, Brahma Vimamsa, Vedanta Darshana, etc., etc. But Narada Muni says that Vedanta Darshana is Khilam. Khilam means insufficient or deficient. Yes, Akhilam means complete. Khilam means not complete. Not complete means not satisfactory. And what is not satisfactory? Vedanta Darshana. That means Vedavyasa had written the Brahma Sutra or Vedanta Sutra, but even after writing the highest form of knowledge, it didn't give any satisfaction. If he is not satisfied, how will those who continue to study the Vedanta Sutra will be satisfied? You are the proof that darshana, this kind of darshana, the Vedanta darshana, is not satisfactory, or you can say insufficient. So Vedanta darshana is insufficient, then which is more sufficient, which is more appropriate, that is Krishna darshana, the form of Krishna. That is the meaning of darshana. It is very clearly said that Yajade Yajna Purusham Sasamyik Darshana Puman. So pleasing to behold. The form of Krishna is so pleasing to behold. While this Vedanta Sutra was not very pleasing. So even Vedanta Sutra, which is completely rejected, if it is rejecting Krishna form, then that will become useless. So Narada advises Yajade Yajna. So Yajade worshipping is given in a Pancharatra Viti. Srila Prabhupada in his purport towards the end, he said that this this worship of Krishna, of Vishnu forms, is given more elaborately in Pancharatra Vidhi than anything else. So Pancharatra Vidhi, for the Vaishnavas, Pancharatra Vidhi is very, very important. Like Srila Prabhupada says, it's more important than Vedanta for this man, in this age. So Krishna, as per this Pancharatra Vidhi, is worshipped by Shodasha Upachara. Yes, Melindamaji?
Prabhuji, what is Pancharatra?
Pancharatra Vidhi. Pancharatra means that form of worship which is explained by Shiva to Garuda in 5 nights.
Okay.
Pancha means 5, Ratra means 9. But it is actually known as Narada Pancharatra.
Okay.
So Narada only wrote this Pancharatra.
Okay.
It is coming. We have the ISKCON has published it. It's coming 2 volumes.
Okay. What is it about, Prabhuji?
It is explaining how Krishna should be worshipped, how the temple worship should be done. It's more about the very detailed way of worshipping. You have the Pancharatra Vidhi and Bhagavati Vidhi also. In Srila Prabhupada, in many of his purport, will say that it has to go simultaneously. Pancharatra Vidhi is for worshipping Krishna properly in the deity form.
Okay.
While Bhagavati Vidhi is comprised of Navadha. It is more based on relationships. But both are very, very relevant. If you overlook Pancharatra and then concentrate only on Bhakti, it will create disturbance. Rupa Goswami says that. Rupa Goswami in his Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu says that Shrudim Smritim Purana Pancharatra Vidhim Vina Harir Ekanta Bhakti Ulpadayade. Without Shruti, without Smriti, without Pancharatra Vidhi, the Ekanta Bhakti for Krishna, Hari, means devotion to Krishna without the support of this Shruti, Smriti, Pancharatra Vidhi, it will only create disturbance in the society. Which means the bhakti should be supported by proper jnana and the proper way how to do this worship. It should be there, otherwise it will be a disturbance. So proper worship, jnana is given through scriptures, Upanishads, Bhagavad, etc. But worship is given through Pancharatra Vidhi. So in Pancharatra Vidhi, Krishna is worshipped Shodasha Upachara. Upachara means item, ingredients of worship. So I've posted it in the group also. If you're not mentioning, first is Avahana. Avahana, invocation. We are inviting Krishna to occupy a seat. We are praying to Krishna, please come and be seated. It's called inviting the deity to ceremony. Second one is Asana, offering a seat for the deity. Third one is Padya. Padya means washing the feet. See, here you have to see that here the deity is accepted as a person. Krishna is a person, so it is the worship is in the mode of what you do to a very important person. Fourth one is Argya. Argya means washing the hands. So Padya, Argya. Then Achamaniya, offering water for deity to drink. Achamana. Then Madhuparka, sweet mixture. Madhuparka is sweet mixture, offering a sweet mixture, often with honey. Seventh is Snana, bathing the deity. Eighth is Vastra, clothing, offering clothes to deity. 9 is Yajnopavida. Yajnopavida means giving the holy thread. The Janvi we called. Holy thread, you know. It's offering holy thread. Then 10th is Gandha. Gandha means applying sandalwood paste or other scents to deity. 11th is Pushpa, offering flowers. 12th is Dhupa, offering incense. 13th is Deepa, waving a lamp in front of the deity. 14 is Naivedya, food, that is bhog, if you say, offering food to a deity. 15 is Tambula. Tambula means after food, we offer Tambula, betel leaves and nuts. And last one is Pradikshana and Namaskara, circumambulation and salutation and prostration. So these are the 16, is called Shodasha Upachara as given in Panjaratra Vidhi. So Krishna is properly worshipped by 16 Upacharas, which is given Narada Pancharatra Vidhi. And Narada says to Vedavyasa, you did not get any satisfaction by discovering Vedanta Sutra, writing Vedanta Sutra, but I derived a lot of satisfaction by writing Pancharatra Vidhi. Because Vedanta Sutra is not directly glorifying Krishna, at the same time, but in Pancharatra Vidhi is directly full, describing the glories of Krishna. So after giving the proper way of worshipping the deities, based on knowledge, Sri Narada gives the results of doing this in the next verse. Imam sonigamam brahman avetya madanushthidam adanme jnanam aishwaryam susmin bhavam cha keshavam. O Brahmana, thus by Supreme Lord Krishna, I was endowed first with transcendent knowledge of the Lord, as inculcated in the confidential parts of Vedas, then with the spiritual opulences, and then with the intimate loving service. So, it all starts with knowledge of Krishna. Jnana is important. Unless you have knowledge of bhakti, knowledge always means knowledge of Krishna and the service of Krishna, bhakti. Not an empirical knowledge. It is pertinent to Krishna only, which we call as Sambandha Jnana. So Sambandha Jnana should be there. Must be there to understand Krishna. Then only we can start the deity worship or the devotion service. And Srila Prabhupada mentions that then the worship of Krishna or worship of Nama, if you are accepting Krishna as a Nama Prabhu, then you have to avoid the 10 offenses of chanting. I hope you are aware of this, the 10 offenses.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah, we daily we recite these 10 offenses. Which is the first offense? Which is the first offense?
To blaspheme the devotees who have dedicated their lives for spreading the name of the Lord.
Spreading glories of the Lord.
Use of the Lord, yes.
And the second one? Considering names of deities like Deva as a Brahma and Shiva to be equal to Vishnu.
To be equal to or yeah. To
Third
Vishnu.
one is
To consider the chanting of the holy name to be
no, that's the fifth one. Third one is to disobey the orders of spiritual master or to consider him as an ordinary person.
yes.
Fourth one relates to
Vedic scriptures and
Vedic scriptures, to blaspheme the Vedic literatures or literatures in connection with Vedas. The fifth one is, yes, what you said is right. You said the fifth one, no?
to consider the chanting of the holy name as
to be material.
Yeah.
And the sixth one is imagination. If you think that the glories of chanting only to imagination. Seventh one is committing sinful activities on the strength of chanting the holy name. Eighth one is to consider chanting the holy name to one of the ritualistic
So offered in the
precious
Vedas.
ritualistic activities mentioned in the Karma Kanda section of the Vedas. Ninth one is
To instruct a faithless person about the glories of the holy name.
About glories of holy name.
to
To instruct a faithless person about the glories of the holy name.
yes, exactly. And the 10th one,
Not to have complete faith in chanting of holy name.
even after hearing so many instructions regarding the holy name, still maintaining material desires. Then
It is
most
also
but the cause for all these sabradas is given as what is that?
it is also not
Chanting without attention,
attention.
proper attention. So these are the namabradhas, and we have to avoid these namabradhas. And here the verse says that when you get knowledge and then you worship Krishna, initially you are endowed with the 8 siddhis. In Baldev Vidya version, in the 6th chapter, it says that when meditation is on Paramatma, the first thing that you get is the Ashtasiddhi. The problem is when you're a recipient of the Ashtasiddhis, people become so attached to the siddhis, they stop advancing then. Ashtasiddhis may look very, very attractive, but it is still confined to material world only. It is not transcendental. But some devotees, some persons who endowed with this Ashtasiddhis, they become so attached, they indulge in it and take maximum happiness out of possessing these Ashtasiddhis. So Ashtasiddhis, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Krishna Bhakta Nishkama Ateva Shanta Bhukti Mukti Siddhagami Sakele Ashanta. Krishna Bhakta is Nishkama, he doesn't have any desire. And so therefore is always very peaceful. Those who are in pursuit of karma, jnana, and siddhas, they're always unpeaceful, always disturbed, always agitated.
Prabhuji, what is Ashtasiddhas?
Yeah. Ashtasiddhi, these are eightfold siddhis, starting from
Anima, Laghima,
yes,
these all
Anima,
are.
Mahima, Garima. I post it. Anima means ability to become very small as an atom, become very small. Anima. You know, it is coming from word anu. Anu means very small.
Yes.
Atom. Mahima means ability to expand one's body to an infinite large size. Laghima means ability to become weightless or lighter than air. Garima means ability to become infinitely heavy. So Hanumanji has exhibited few of these when he jumped from, when he crossed that ocean by jumping from the Mahendra mountains. In the way, he was confronted with many Rakshasas. So he used many of these Ashtasiddhis rather. So Laghima means ability to become weightless or lighter than air. Garima means ability to become very infinitely heavy. Then comes Prapti. Prapti means ability to have whatever one desire, including ability to touch the sun and moon and the power of telepathy. This is called Prapti. Then Prakyama, ability to realize any wish or desire, including ability to enter another person's body. Parakya Pravesh. Who has done that? Any idea?
Indra,
Acharya
Lord Indra.
Shankaracharya.
Yes, Shankaracharya. Shankaracharya has done that. You know the story?
No,
No.
no, Prabhu.
Prabhuji.
No.
You want to know?
Yes, please.
Yes, yes.
Okay, Shankaracharya had once a debate with Mandana Mishra. Mandana Mishra was a great scholar of Vedas, but he was Karma Mimamsa in the sense that he is more interested in, he knows the soul exists, everything he knows, but he says that the real happiness comes from enjoying in the heavenly planets. So Karma Mimamsa, we can say he is a follower of Karma Mimamsa, and his wife was also a scholar. Even in his house, even parrots were scholar because such is his ability. So it was a great house. So Shankaracharya was into Brahma Vidya only. So Shankaracharya wanted to have a debate with Mandana Mishra. He came to house of Mandana Mishra, but Mandana Mishra's door was locked. Some kind of discussion, some puja was happening inside the house. Shankaracharya, how he entered? Because he has the Ashtasiddhi also. He became lighter than air, and like that he entered the locked door and he entered the house. Then, assuming his own form, he seated himself in front of Mandana Mishra, and they requested for the debate, and the debate started. It lasted many days. Ultimately, Mandana Mishra was defeated by Shankaracharya. But his wife was there. Wife was actually the judge at the time. He said, okay, you are, but if you want to be Jagat Guru, you should have the knowledge in all spheres. You are a brahmachari, you are not a grihastha. So you don't know the relationship, the bond, the sexual relationship with the man and woman. You are not an expert in that. And that sexual relationship was also a great science. What is it? Muni was his name, who wrote the Kama Shastra. Anyway, this is also science. So Kama Shastra, several sages have described this activity in many ways. Kama Shastra is a leading book on this. So Mataji said that since you are brahmachari, you're not aware of this knowledge. And so how can you say that you are a Jagat Guru? You have knowledge of all shastras? No. Then Shankaracharya very humbly said, yes, Mataji, you are right. But give me some time and then I can give you satisfied with that answer also. So they agreed. And then what Shankaracharya was that when he's going back, a prince, or I think king himself, had gone for hunting in the forest. And in the forest, while hunting, he was killed by a lion. So his body was lying there. And Shankaracharya, what he did is, he left his body and entered this body of the king. This is called Parakaya Pravesha. Kaya means body, Para means others. So Parakaya means entering, Pravesha means entering into another body. So he entered the body of king, and then he went back to palace and was well received by wife. And for the next 6 months, he had a good relationship with the wife. He learned everything about this. Then he went back, and then again he explained this science also. So he was accepted as a Jagat Guru. So here you can say that Shankaracharya had done this act of leaving his body and entering the Paragaya, into someone else's body. Is Aksa Prakyama or Paragaya Pravesh. Then Ishitwa is the power to restore life to a dead. Vasitwa means power to control the elements and tame wild animals. So these are 8. Anima, Lagima, Mahima, Garima, and then
Prapti.
Prapti, Prakyama, Ishitva, Vasitva.
Last
These
one is what, Prabhuji? Last one?
last one
Vasitva.
is called
Was
Vasitva. Vashitva. Vashitva, actually, not Vasitva, Vashitva. Vashitva
Vashitva.
also means bringing people under your control.
Okay.
Bringing people under your control. Here it is means wild animals, not only wild animals, he is ability to control everyone. Vashitva.
Okay.
Okay, I'll post in the group.
After Vashita, what is it?
After Vashitva is the last one. Vashitva is the last one.
Last one.
Ishitva is before the
Anima,
Ishitva.
Mahima, Gerima, Lekima, Prapti. After that?
Prapti means then Prakyamya.
No.
Prakamya.
After Prapti?
After Prakyamya comes Ishitva.
Kami. Okay.
After Ishitva comes Vashitva. I posted in the group. SB group, I posted it. But then the devotees are not interested in Vashitva, in this eightfold Ashtasiddhis. These are mystical, which called mystical logis, but devotees do not have any interest. He said that Srila Prabhupada was also having this Ashtasiddhis, but never accepted. There are a few occasions, of course, and you see that once while he was staying, there was a ghost in that house, and due to his chanting, the ghost got liberation. It was actually a Gandharva, and then he left this one. Before leaving, he paid obeisance to Srila Prabhupada. So this is given the film called in the film of Srila Prabhupada. But more or less, the devotees are not at all interested in having this sadhana. And so Narada was also not very interested. And so then what he did, then he awarded me this intimate loving service. So devotees are only interested in service only. And through service of spiritual master, unflinching faith in both the Lord and spiritual master. Shveda Namaste said, Yasya Bhakti Paradeve, Yatha Bhakti Tada Guru, Tasya Vahikadash Artha, Prakashande Mahatmanam. One who has unflinching faith in Lord and devotion in Lord as well as the Guru, all the jnanas are automatically revealed to that person only. So Sri Narada says that first I got knowledge, then I got the Ashtanga Siddhi. I was not at all interested in Ashtanga Siddhi. So this is only test by Krishna. Krishna is giving you so many things. And if you feel that you are satisfied, then Krishna will not award you this highest and most confidential law of Krishna. So Narada was an ideal devotee, was not at all interested in Ashtasiddhi, and knowing this, Krishna of ultimately giving the loving service of his lotus feet. So here, Sri Narada winds up his own history, his experience, how he has become a very great Prema Bhakta, how he has developed the Prema Bhakta or Prema Bhakti. He gives in details to Vyasadeva, and then he concludes Tamabi adabrashruda vishrudim vibho samapyade yena vidam bubulsidam prakyahi dukhe muhur ardidatmanam sanklesha nirvani mushandi nanyatha. Please therefore describe the Almighty Lord's activities which you have learned by a vast knowledge of Vedas, for that will satisfy the hankerings of great learned persons and at the same time mitigate the miseries of the masses of the common people who are always suffering from material pangs. Indeed, there is no other way to get out of such miseries. So here, Bhakti Yoga is glorified to the extent that there is no other way other than Bhakti Yoga to please Krishna. And when you please Krishna, everyone becomes satisfied. Krishna tushte, Jagat sushte. Anchorings of the learned men as well as at the same time mitigate the miseries of the mass of the common people. So, Narada advising Vedavyasa to write in great detail, profusely, about the glories of Krishna, only which you can do. Verse number 13 is given a similar meaning. If you remember, it says, Ato Mahabhaga Bhavan Amodadrik Shudishava Satyarado Dhitavrada Urukramasya Agila Bandha Muktaye Samadhin Smara Tad Vijeshtidam. Vyasadeva, your vision is completely perfect. Your good fame is spotless. You're firm in war and situated in truthfulness. And thus, you can think of the pastimes of the Lord in trance for the liberation of people in general from all material bondage. So, Vedavyasa has got all the qualities which is required to become a great preacher and great teacher. Shudishava, Satyarada, Dridhavrata, Amogadu. These are the qualities Vedavyasa was having. And with that qualities only, a person who with such great qualities only can do justice in glorifying Krishna. What it says, Urukrama Asya Agila Bandha Muktaye. If you glorify these qualities of Krishna, then naturally your bondage, the earth will be finished. And as you remember Krishna, you please inform us, you also teach us whatever you have gathered about Krishna. In your ability, you can meditate on Krishna, and newer and newer pastimes of Krishna will be revealed to you. And as and when they are revealed, please explain to us all this. So here, in 40 verses also, similar meaning is given. Twamabi adabrashushudha visudam vibho samapyade yena vidam yudusivam. So adabra means vast. He has got vast Vedic knowledge. So, yena vidam bubulsidam. Vidam means one who is very, very learned. Bubulsidam, who always desire to learn transcendent knowledge. So, the great jnanis, they are always interested in jnana or knowledge or prema. While common man is basically looking at ending the material pangs. So, those who are dependent on Krishna, they have many priorities, but everything is satisfied by Krishna's mercy. So Srila Prabhupada mentions these 4 types who are always relying on Krishna. He says that first one is they always remember Krishna. This ability of this special quality of this person is that they always remember Krishna when they are in difficulty, 2, when they are in need of money, when they are in advanced knowledge and with advanced knowledge, and when they are inquisitive, know more and more about God. So basically, this is 16th verse of 7th chapter, which describes the 4 types of devotees.
Yes, yes, Prabhuji.
Which is that verse?
Yes, Chaturvidha bhajante mang jana sukruti no Arjuna.
Arjuna.
Artho jigyansu artharthi jnani cha bharatasrava.
Yes, very good. So if you say Artha means who is always complaining. Here the first one is when they are in difficulty.
Yes.
Artha. Then what Jitnyasu? Jitnyasu is the 4th one here, which when they inquisitive know more and more about God. Artharthi. Artharthi means what? When they are in need of money. Artho Jitnyasu Artharthi. Then what? Jnani. Jnani is when they are advanced in knowledge, when they know about God. So these are the 4 types of devotees, which is classified as here by Srila Prabhupada as good men. So good men is there, and for them, this is the best medicine. And then bad men is also there. As far as bad men is concerned, the first, those who are simply dedicated to modes of progressive fruitive work, subject to accompanying miseries. Those who are simply addicted to vicious work. Vicious means ghora karma. So which is this verse?
It is 15, Prabhuji.
Yes, verse 15. This is verse 15. Yes.
Duskrutinams.
Yes. What is that?
Namang duskrutino mudhaha prapadante naradhamaha mayaya apahruta jnana asurang bhavamasritaha.
Ashuddha, Asura means here the atheist. Maya, Bharva, Jnana means those scientists. Naradhama means one who is always doing this ghora karma. Ghora karma means vicious activities. Mudha means who is always attached to material comforts. So namam dushkrutana mudha prabhadyanti naradhama maya abhirda jnana asurin bhavamashda. This is 4 types of bad persons, which basically called non-devotees. The first one is called devotees. Second is non-devotees. Yes, Mrindamaji?
Actually, I had one question. I'm very amazed with the way Shailaja Mataji remembers so many verses. Even you, Prabhuji. I don't know how you guys remember these verses. It's so difficult for me.
No, you just started. No, after some time you'll be able to remember. It's
Okay.
reading a few times, so you'll remember this.
Okay, great.
One round will not give you. You may have some idea. Then more and more read it. You see, Bhagavad Gita is why it is called transcendental. Always get more and more knowledge.
Mhm.
It's always fresh. Give you deeper and deeper insights. Every reading gives you like that. And when you become, then you are become thorough with verses also to some extent.
Mhm. Yeah.
So be dedicated as you are now. Krishna will favor you.
I find it difficult reading Sanskrit language, the language itself, Prabhuji. And I am very amazed with the way Sinigdha Mataji remembers all of that. And even you, Prabhuji.
Actually, Mata. Yes.
Yeah, Prabhuji. Yeah, Mataji.
Yes. Tell, Mataji, please. Hare Krishna. Snigdha Mataji.
Yes, Hare Krishna Mataji. Actually, Prabhuji, we are doing Gita Yajnas here in our place, Damanjodi. We are doing Gita Yajnas. There we are giving Havan in every sloka. So it happens in every 6 months almost. All 700 slokas we are giving Ahuti. So there we are reciting the slokas. And I mostly remember out of that.
Yeah, there is practice.
Very nice.
Sometimes happen Ekadashi day. Even sometimes every day they read one chapter.
Yes, yes,
As
Prabhuji,
a part
yes.
of daily routine. Here, many devotees in Kerala, they read one chapter. Like our
Yes.
Sailaja Mati, I think she may be also reading this Bhagavad Gita chapter every day. Like that, there are so many persons who do that.
Which is that
And
number, Prabhuji?
Don't worry about the
sloka?
pronunciation. It's not, you don't have to worry about pronunciation. Let the pronunciation be bad. That's not worry.
That
Even
sloka
Shri
number.
pronunciation is also not, if you look at it, I remember one of the devotees, very leading devotees in Kerala, I remember, he was saying that when he first entered ISKCON, when he listened to Srila Prabhupada, and he was amazed. Why its pronunciation? Because in Kerala and areas like Kashmir and all that, here the Sanskrit pronunciation is very good. So he was a bit upset when he heard the pronunciation of Srila Prabhupada. So pronunciation is important. You may have some difficulty reading first, but as you go on reading 2-3 times, then it becomes very smooth. Even though you may not perfect this pronunciation, it doesn't matter.
That slogan number, please tell Prabhu. Which one?
Mataji,
7:15
7.15 and 16.
Okay, thank you. Hare Krishna.
So Srila Prabhupada mentions these two types of papers. Then he said that even these bad persons also can be converted by the efforts of the preachers, the pure devotees. If they associate the pure devotees, these people also converted. So he concludes that Srimad Bhagavatam is therefore not meant for any particular class of people or sect. It is for sincere soul who wants to own and welfare and peace of mind. So these people can also be converted provided they are willing to listen. They are willing to associate. So Sri Narada is advising Vedavyasa that you have read abandonment, vast knowledge in Vedas. So you're the fit person. To describe the glories of Srila Krishna, which will give satisfaction to the advanced persons and which will provide relief to the people who are suffering. Both types. The first one is learned person, other is not learned person, but they are suffering, and they also can be brought to Krishna's knowledge gradually. Once they are satisfying, suffering is over, then they'll think about spiritualism, and slowly they can also be brought to Krishna consciousness. So that is last advice of Narada. So in 6th chapter, Vedavyasa will again start asking Narada Muni, what happened after you realized yourself, and then Narada will again continue with this narration. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna, thank you.
Hare Bo.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Vedanam Pavanebhyo.
You Vaishnavibhyo.
Namo.
Nanda Guru
Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanand.